Good morning, everyone. Here we are in lovely Kettering for the ESL UK DOTA 2 Challenge. And first up today, we've got So Lejit with XY from Team Zenith actually playing here. He's studying down in Southampton Uni.
What's he studying?
I don't know, actually. We can ask him later on.
We'll ask him, yeah.
Up against ForLove International, who has Danny D and a couple of UK scene regulars.
He's back.
He is back with
He's
vengeance.
back. Yep, looking forward to this one. We saw them at I-49, I think we cast a couple of their games, didn't we?
TMF, yeah.
Yeah, the TMF.
And
what did TMF stand for again?
Oh, I don't know. I never bothered to find out.
We did find out, and then we've promptly forgotten.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Danny D, the last time we saw him was back at that Dota Talk LAN last January.
Indeed. That was the first time I met you, in fact. You were casting that, and I was shouting and being a knob in the background, which was pretty much, no change there. But yeah, he was with Infused at the time, what was an Infused team, and he didn't actually play, but he's here today to play.
It feels like a lot longer ago, doesn't it?
Yeah. I used to play with Danny quite a bit. He normally plays the #1 spot.
In in-house league?
Yeah, in-house league.
Oh.
Well,
Give in-house league, Rypex and Mackie, where is it?
Yeah.
It's like an sort of a running in-joke. It's been going on for a long while now.
Yeah.
Well, they're still working on it. That should pop up sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun at the time. I played quite a few games, but it was kind of semi-competitive, like people tried quite hard. And at the time, I was not into trying quite hard at Dota. I'm still not really. But it did mean that essentially people got quite upset with me. And
People still had a lot of fun, though.
I think they did, yeah.
Lots of friendly banter as UK gamers.
Banter is one way to put it, definitely, yeah.
That's what we pass it off as. Some people might just
now that I've met
rude.
a lot of the people in UK Dota, it's a lot easier to see that it's banter, but when you don't know people, it just feels like abuse.
Especially people like King Dave, you know.
Especially King Dave.
If you're online and you hear the things he says, you're sort of like, oh, please don't hurt me.
Yeah, he's an acquired taste. But once you've acquired that taste, you never forget it.
He's a solid guy.
Yeah.
Casters are ready.
It's interesting because we've got the big fancy stage here. We're the big game in town.
We are the
highlight.
But
there are other games being played here.
Yeah,
but,
League of Legends, StarCraft, there's FIFA
We've
downstairs.
got a set and lights, and it's hot. It's hot as heck. And we're going in.
Into the game.
We're loading.
Finally.
Dota.
Well, originally scheduled to start at 10, then 10:30, and
now
it's
only an hour late. An hour late is standard.
It's fine.
In my opinion.
That is Dota 2 LAN standard.
That is standard. I mean, for one thing, half the players were still drunk when they woke up this morning, and most of them had slept under a table, so we'll cut them some slack.
Yeah, do have to mention, though, all these turn up and play PCs. I think there are 4 teams over in the back corner who didn't have to lug their PCs across the country, all sponsored by XMG.
I'm just wondering if I'm appearing in-game audio or not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Gaz sorted that out.
Yeah?
So that should be all good going through my PC.
All right.
And we're into the draft now. First ban out Pugna from ForLove. They don't want to be up against that really heavy pushing mid-game hero.
That's an interesting first ban. I haven't actually cast a game in a little while. I'm trying to think last time I did was DreamHack, so I'm still kind of unsure about which heroes are in. So Ember Spirit, Earth Spirit, Terrorblade, not in.
Not in.
Is Legion Commander in?
Not in.
Not in, okay. Those are the 4 most ridiculous heroes at the moment, I think, so that makes sense. Invoker at the moment, I know that a lot of people, well, for instance, when we see Infused playing, we'll see some Invoker bans. Probably one of the best Invoker players around on the UK scene. Invoker very, very strong at the moment. It's Quas Wex is the current favoured build, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. They did nerf Quas Exhort with the Forge Spirits not getting that massive minus armor debuff early on. But once you get to that double Forge Spirit, they are still very powerful.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
But yeah, it's turned into this thing where people have realized it's very skirmish based. There's lots of little fights here and there. The cooldowns on Tornado and EMP aren't that big. So Invoker can get in and out of these fights. With that movement speed, obviously heavily mobile as well.
I mean, if you think about EMP, especially if you go up against a team of heroes that are short of mana, that's the fight one right there. I mean, it's almost like a global silence. It's ridiculous.
Well, one of the key things, especially, I go on about this so often, the meta now is to play heroes which you can spam your spells, which have low mana cost and low cooldown. You just want to get as many spells out as possible in a short period of time and win team fights very quickly.
Yeah.
And with EMP burning all of your mana, if you've got strength heroes like Timbersaw, that's why they banned Invoker out. They're going for a sort of heavy mana cost lineup so far.
Yeah, I think, I mean, Timbersaw's he's a hero that I hate playing against him. He's a nightmare. But Naga Siren as well, she's funny because she comes and goes in and out of the meta. Is she a carry? Is she well? I've seen lots of carry Naga Sirens absolutely wreck games, but she's also an awesome support. I think it's interesting when teams pick a hero like Naga or Alchemist in that second pick, because they could go support, they could go carry. It's interesting to see what they go for.
It leaves their draft so open, they can go anywhere they wanted to, and it also doesn't limit their options later on.
Where is Danny D's name? What is he?
He's Aria 920. So he is the drafter. He's
Aria
the top
920. Aria. That's a lady's name, is it not?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing how he does. Venomancer, very, 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 very strong hero. Picked by all the pro teams seem to be in love with Veno at the moment. I remember when he was just nobody picked Veno ever. In fact, I think he got picked at TI 3 and people couldn't believe it. Like, it was people were laughing.
No. See, I've got to say this. I had 5 heroes picked for TI 3 comebacks. I had Brewmaster, Earthshaker, Venomancer, and Tidehunter and Enigma. Tidehunter and Enigma are sort of very easy ones to call out. Big LAN event, they're going to bring out these big ultimate heroes, try and win these big fights. Venomancer and Earthshaker, they had been sort of, in and out of the scene here and there. People like to pick them up. They came back so heavily with Fisher being buffed with that slight range increase on that.
It made a big difference. It does make a big difference. Earthshaker's ridiculous.
And now Venomancer with all the buffs to his Plague Wards getting the Poison Sting.
Yeah, that's huge. That is huge. The thing with Veno is, even if you lose the fight in the first round, all the poison means you either everybody has to go back to base to heal, or that you might get some kills later on. Yeah, he's very, very strong hero.
I'm still waiting for Brewmaster though. That was my fifth choice.
He's a fun hero.
Seeing him occasionally, but it's very difficult finding a place for him to fit in lineups. Because if you want to put him mid, he doesn't have that same dynamic impact that heroes like Invoker, like Queen of Pain have. They don't have that mobility. You need to get an early Blink Dagger, early Arcane's Bottle, and then that limits you for the mid-game items you can get.
It's true. I mean, I see him in the off lane quite a bit. He's okay. He's a decent-ish off laner, I think, but he's quite strong.
I just wonder where they're going to put this Doom, because occasionally we see Doom in the jungle, but more often than not we see him on that solo safe and then play an aggressive off lane. Yeah,
he's very strong. Get a quick Midas up, and if he Dooms like the Timbersaw, there's your Timbersaw basically out of that fight. So strong counter to heroes like Timbersaw and Naga Siren as well. She can't sing. She's kind of without her spell, she's not so good. But Luna, I think Luna's a good carry. I was playing the other day and someone said that Luna is noob friendly because she's so easy to attack with.
I don't know.
I'm not sure that's true, because she's quite gankable, even though she's quick.
Yeah, she's got very short range as well. I mean, early on she's got like 550 hit points, something like that, until she hits level 6, where she's got 650. Get braces, get Ring of Aquila. You're looking okay, but it's one of those heroes where you need to rush a BKB, really.
Yeah, definitely, because the damage she can put down is pretty ridiculous. In fact, I was playing 2 days ago, and I was stunned, and Luna was slamming me with the glaives, and Lena came in to try and help me and died to glaive bounces on the way in. She couldn't even get in range for her stun.
Typical. Especially when Luna's pushing into your base and you just see the glaives flying around between the buildings and you can't defend your tier 3 tower.
It's mad. Nyx Assassin. So that's a good ganking hero, I think. If you've got someone like Luna who's going to need farm, Nyx Assassin can make her very sad indeed.
One of the most interesting things about Nyx recently is he's turned from a support hero into an offlaner. With that Spike Carapace, he can actually sit up closer to the creep wave, get boots early on, get experience, get that level 6, and then move off the lane. Similar to how a Bounty Hunter works.
Yeah,
really.
he is very similar, I think, to Bounty Hunter. Undying.
Oh, now that's really interesting. Haven't seen Undying in a very, very long time.
He's a good hero. I mean, I've been playing against quite a few Undyings. We played against an Undying who got about 5 or 6 kills in the top lane solo, just with Decay and Tombstone, and we were bad. Very strong hero, very hard to kill, and I kind of think he sort of needs to get going early on, otherwise he doesn't really have an impact. But
he's sort of a support hero who needs to snowball. If you don't continually take these small skirmishes and take these fights, get that decay stacked up in these fights as well. If you catch 3 or 4 heroes, that's a massive amount of strength suddenly in your power. Tombstone as well, good for diving towers.
Excellent.
Good for stopping enemies diving you.
I'm still not quite sure what his ult does. Every time I start reading the tooltip, I fall asleep halfway through it.
He's got so many things. He's got damage amplification. He gains health when units die under the passive. There are lots and lots of things. Actually, let's just hover over that. Look at that. That's an essay written there.
That is an essay. It's like the Earth Spirit's ult is the same kind of thing.
Like it does some things, and it does some more things, and it's going to piss off your enemies so much.
Slows everybody by 9%. I mean, that's, I guess that's the thing, isn't it?
What's Venomancer's Gale slow? That is 50%, but that slows, that reduces over the duration.
Yeah, Undying, huh? So what is max damage amp? Min damage amp, so it's a variable damage application, I guess, depending on how close you are. Death deal heroes 6%. What does that mean?
I think I've crashed again.
Oh, Dirk has crashed. Okay. Well, I'll keep talking about the lineup anyway.
Well, the fourth pick now from ForLove is a Magnus. That's going to look
Magnus.
towards their team fight.
Great team fight hero. I mean, you're going to RP into like Gale and the poison. What is it? Nova.
Poison Nova, and then Impale from the Nyx as well.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, that Tinker ban, that's like a respect ban for XY. He's been playing Tinker a lot in scrims apparently. I've heard that he's been wrecking face.
He is a fun hero. He really is. You can gank with him, you can push with him, depending on how you want to go. I think he's an awesome hero. So yeah, Dirk is just going to restart his machine very quickly. But there's a Storm Spirit ban along with the Death Prophet ban as well. And the final ban from ForLove is going to be. What do you reckon?
Well, that's what I'm just trying to figure out. Timbersaw could technically play solo mid, but I think that's going to be their off laner or a solo safe laner. Then they have that aggressive tri lane, Undying, Naga, and Luna, but it's really hard to call. So they could pick a solo mid here that's going to be very mobile, get into these gangs and help out that tri lane.
Oh, now my machine's done something. The monitor's unplugged. Now it's back. Okay. Okay, and the fifth ban is Jakiro. They banned
really
Jakiro.
weird.
Yeah, I guess they're thinking. Well, I'm not sure what they were thinking. Maybe they were thinking that they didn't want. Well, no, they picked Tony.
Oh.
Tony coming in.
That's really unusual.
So I guess Tony mid, Luna, Undying, Naga, Siren safe, Timber off.
Yeah, that's possible. The thing is with this lineup, look at how much range they have. They're all melee except Luna, who has something like 324 or 400 range. Very, very low.
True, but Doom, Nyx, and Magnus all melee. Yeah. So I think they're okay. They're going for the run at 'em strat. And if you think about it, Tony can toss Naga Siren in. That's a nice setup for the song. Toss Undying in, ult, Tombstone, Decay. So they got good. They got initiation with the Tiny.
Oh yeah, toss Undying in, Tombstone in the middle of 5. That's going to wreck them.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. I'm not sure how the mechanics work on this, but if you Naga Siren song and then you put a Tombstone down, do the zombies spawn?
Yes, and they carry on moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could technically get 2 or 3 stacks of zombies up on enemies while that song is going.
Yeah, it's very strong.
That's
I've seen it before. It is very strong. Yeah. Not to. I mean, you know, the funny thing with Naga Siren's song is, I mean, do you remember at TI2 it was kind of ridiculous how many people would pick Naga Siren and just if you didn't want to fight, you don't have to fight. You just walk away. What do I do? All right, hold on. Let me get to the desktop. Sorry, guys. I was just having a couple of... Oh, now my mouse has disappeared off the screen.
Technical issues.
Right-click. Screen resolution.
Multiple displays. Yep.
Duplicate these displays. It's not going to let me.
It's defaulted to it.
It's defaulted. Okay. Oh, my God. Wow, that's ugly compared to... Oh, my goodness. Okay, fair enough. That's how we got to have it. That's how we got to have it. Ugh. Is that how it's going to go out? Okay. Never mind. Well,
interesting things
looks a little bit.
here.
It looks a little strange, but it'll be fine.
Can you change your resolution in Dota 2? Because that's probably still stuck at the larger resolution.
Yes, let's try that. Okay. No. So if we go to video.
Yes.
1920 by 1080.
Yeah. Sweet. And that should
look. Nope.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Oh my God. Why don't I just go full screen?
Change it to full. Yeah.
30 seconds.
Excellent.
To battle.
Please be excellent.
Please think and work, computer.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
So now you are the cameraman.
Oh God. All right. Your machine's not working then.
Unless you want to swap.
No, that's fine. So let's look at the lanes here. They got a Dazzle. Dazzle last pick. We missed that while we were trying to get things working. Stand-in McGraw will be rocking the Venno. I never know which part of someone's name here is their name or their sort of sig or the actual clan name or whatever you want to call it. So PQMZ Rip Thompson. Anyway, he'll be on the Dazzle. And Danny D, a.k.a. Aria920, will be rocking a Doom. Mid, we've got Pio on the Magnus, and it will be the off-lane Nyx, as you suggested, the Poly Jesus. So who have we got on the Radiant team, Durka?
Over on the Radiant, on the top lane, we have So Lejit. Oh, no, that's their clan. We have Atri on that Undying, and it is an aggressive tri-lane.
Right.
Then we have Lasula on that Luna, and we have A on that Naga. At the mid, we have the Fallen One, XY from Team Zenith, or X-Team Zenith, on that solo mid Tiny, like you said it would be.
Yeah.
And on the bot lane, Mr. Lee on the Timbersaw.
Okay. I love it. I love an aggressive tri. Tri versus tri is probably one of the most fun things that happens in the early part of Dota. And it will be interesting to see who wins this. I kind of fancy the Radiant team here with that. I think that's a better tri lane. But Dazzle is kind of a good defensive, get out of jail free card. And Gale is handy for stopping people chasing, because they're going to want to kill this Doom nice and early on. Kind of a juicy target. He's big, but he drops quite easily with that
got like
0 armor.
Yeah, when they get Riptide up as well as
Yeah.
Ensnare. That's why you see Naga hasn't skilled anything yet. Because if they find an opening where they don't need Ensnare and they can actually take the Doom down with Riptide, she's going to pick that up.
Absolutely. So am I doing all the camera work now, am I? Okay, alright. See if we can swap that around at some point. I'm getting weird in-game sound. It's coming from all over the place. I'm getting the in-game sound from you.
me, yeah.
Oh, that's confusing.
So I'm looking at something and you're hearing it when you're actually not looking there.
I can't see my little microphone going in-game either, so I'm not sure if my in-game sound is
Well,
popping
I
up.
see it.
That's when you talk. I don't
That's
see
when you
that.
talk as well. It's fine. It's going through
Oh, it is.
mine.
Oh, it's both. It's coming from the same machine.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. So, just need to wake up here.
So in-game camera and audio is coming through me. On the stream, camera is coming through you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh. This will be a little confusing, but we'll get there, folks. Don't worry.
Dire's middle tower.
We've got all morning to sort this out, don't worry.
Yeah, we have.
This is
We've
the
got lots
first
of
game
time.
of
We're
the
here
day.
for 2 days. We were an hour late getting started, for which we apologise, and got a few technical issues that every single time you ever go to a LAN, there's this. We've got to set up a billion computers. It's always the way. We've got a DD rune bottled on Tony here. I wonder if he's going to go to town on Magnus.
No gold for you.
Last hits and denies. Tony rocking it with 13-7. Radiant getting good farm here early on compared to Dire.
Oh, definitely. And Timbersaw on his bottom lane should have a relatively easy time against the Nyx. The only thing he's got to watch out for is losing all of his mana.
Yeah.
That's why he's being very aggressive, spending the mana as he wants to, rather than having it burned by the Nyx.
Yeah, and the Carapace is an excellent spell if somebody goes and you drop that and run away. It's interesting. These are two good sort of. Not really worried about each other. It's just going to be hard to get farm for the Nyx, isn't it?
I mean, Nyx could technically die once Timbersaw hits sort of level 4, maybe a bit later at level 6. There's the kill potential.
Yeah.
But they should both level up equally.
Yeah.
The Timbersaw should outfarm the Nyx because he can spam his spells to take the last hit.
Yeah. Oh, Nyx chasing him. Had the creep wave with him, but no, decides not to stun. What items do you think you'd need to go here? I mean, just looking at the FL team, they don't have like. Well, actually, they got Impale. I'm just trying to think what Luna would want if she needs to rush a BKB, or whether she could get something else first.
Well, they could try and go a little bit greedy and have the Luna go for that sort of 30-minute timing, have the Tiny in that 15 to 25 minute.
Yeah.
So if the Tiny goes for the really old school Arcane's Blink and goes around killing people with the Undying Naga and the Timbersaw, then that could give the Luna the space to go for an early Helm of the Dominator and play very greedily. Stack the Ancients, go for a later BKB, maybe go Manta style. Venomancer finds the Tiny.
There's a regen. That is a dead snake. Dead. So So Lejit draw first blood, killing standing McGraw, who was down there guarding the rune, which Tony gets anyway. It's a regen, which is the best rune ever.
Well, Tony just Tony. I'm gonna keep saying Tony now. You got it in my system.
You got to call him Tony.
He's Tony.
Yeah.
But yeah, he expends all his mana, finds the regen rune. It's really great for him.
As good as it gets.
And finds first blood as well. So he's got Arcane Boots. Yep, I think this is where it's going.
Yeah, he's happy. He's happy. He's got his got first blood, Arc Boots, and a regen rune. It really doesn't get much better. So now they know they've got to turn this around and get a gank top. A lot of pinging going on. They're going to get rid of this ward. That'll make it easier to gank.
Perfect placement of that sentry.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So how's Danny D's farm looking? Well, we've had a purchase by Tony. Remember, of course, that the players are sat to either side of us, so we have to be careful about things that we say. We can't call Roches when they're happening. We can't call smoke ganks when they're happening. So if sometimes the commentary seems a little like we're not pointing out the obvious, it's because we don't want to be overheard.
Hey, we'll just show it. You can see what's happening on screen.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me see. Do you think Doom can afford to? He's not going to get a Midas here, is he?
I don't think so. He'll probably go for Aura Strat and try and get phase boot drums, Vlad's, you know, try and buff up his team rather than going for a very late game. Oh, here comes Tiny.
Stomping on everything. Shallow Grave didn't do a damn thing. There goes the net, and they're going to kill the Doom too. Does he manage to get a kill? No, and that's 3-0. Standing McGraw gets a creep dropped on his head, and he drops too. And that is 4-0. So Legit running away with this in the early run-in.
He didn't even use that item. You
didn't need it. Yep. Didn't need it. I was going to say he'd bought a smoke, but he didn't need it. They just used the run at him strat.
Yeah.
Just run at him, and good things will happen.
Now, looking at that Dazzle, level 3, 1 skill point used. I'm really quite confused about this.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, that's not a visual bug or anything, is it?
No, I don't think so.
And he's definitely not taking stats.
If he'd leveled up Shallow Grave in that fight, that might have saved somebody.
Oh,
but yeah, interesting.
I guess he's holding those points just to see what happens. There we go. He's used them up.
There we go. He's so pro, he doesn't skill up early doors.
Tiny sitting on quite a pot of gold there.
Yeah. How much moolah has he got? He's got. Well, he's obviously going for Blink Dagger. He's got over halfway there.
It's been so long since I've seen that. That used to be like a pub standard. Like
Blink Tony is legit, man.
Yeah. Arcane's Blink, jump on someone and they disintegrate.
The burst is just crazy. I mean, it's over in seconds and there's nothing you can do about it. So that smoke gank did not come to anything. They just actually walked back into the lane. This is this is an interesting sort of setup they've got here, which I'm looking forward to seeing.
But Luna might have overstepped her bounds here just a little bit.
It's go time. It's go time. There's the stun. Nice. Catches her. She is going to die. Wait, is she? Yes. I thought the net might just save her, but yeah, she did go down.
In comes the Venomancer, but
so they pulled one back. They did take 4 of them, I think, which is expensive for a gank. And meanwhile, of course, Tony is just stomping around in mid doing whatever the heck he likes.
They needed to take something, though, because that gold lead being gained by the Radiant side 3,000 now, that's going to give it a little dip and experience as well. They need to bring that back down to 0.
They do. It's a 3k lead. It's actually just plateaued as a result of that kill. But I'm sure they'll be rocking it again soon. It's so weird getting the sound from your machine not provided. It's really confusing.
I'm looking over your screen and trying to look at the same thing as you are.
Remember, you can see where I am on the mini-map with that little thingy there, but it's not as... it's kind of hard to see. It's quite little.
But yeah, you pointed out that it took 4 of them up there to take down that Luna. And in the meantime, Timbersaw has been free farming at bot. So it's one of these trade-offs where you need to get a kill, you need to try and win your lane and hold your own, but you don't want to leave the rest of the enemy team literally free farming, getting their core items up. And Tiny not going for that Blink Dagger, in fact. Picks up a point booster.
Oh, wow.
So Arcane's into an early Ags, it looks like.
Gosh.
But without the attack speed, that's a bit of an interesting choice. Just tossing creeps at the enemy.
Take this. How about you? Why not?
Oh,
yeah, that's weird. I thought Blink would have been good because I guess they think they don't need it because you've got the initiation with the song anyway. You can just song, walk up, and then drop it. Avalanche, toss, tombstone, eclipse. You know, you're rocking and rolling.
And then there's Timbersaw obviously chaining across, using that chakram to slow people down.
It's so maybe he's thinking we don't need Blink. I'm not going to be initiating. We'll let Nagasiren do that. I will just punch things.
But the weird thing is, without that attack speed, Aghanim's isn't such a great item.
I mean, it does. I think it's good for taking out. It's good for pushing because you can just destroy creep waves and just walk up and just rock towers to pieces. And it is. I mean, Nags gives you all kinds of good boosts anyway, doesn't it? So it's not like a bad thing.
Do you still have in-game audio?
No.
No.
Oh wait. Do I? No. No, I don't. Wait. Go to something's happening. No. No in-game audio. Oh no, there. I heard a ping.
That's coming from my monitor now.
Oh. Yeah, it's coming out of the monitor.
There's a fight going on top. Luna is going to take a fall again. There she goes. RP on 2. Catches them. Tombstone. Oh my God. Down they go. But Timbersaw doing a lot of damage to these two. Magnus and Doom in a lot of trouble. Probably going to... Oh, nice
shallow
grave.
The shallow grave. And he'll walk away. So legit. Well, 2 of them died. They killed 3. Tony lives.
Well, that's the thing. 3 for 2. The 2 supports going down. That's a very good trade for them.
There's the in-game audio. Okay, so that was 6-4. That was a nice RP. Timbersaw chasing hard. He wants more. Perfect time on the Carapace, and they will walk away. That was a good fight.
Yeah, that tombstone was perfectly placed in that fight, but it didn't do too much when your entire team is RP'd up. You got Doom whacking on people.
Yep. And the Chakram doing a ton of damage as well. So top tower under attack. What announcer is this that I've got on here?
Is that my announcer?
Yeah, it must be yours. What are you using? GLaDOS.
we can change that.
No, it's cool. I like it.
Structures are fortified.
Yeah, let's go normal. Let's go old school.
Interesting thing is, though, I turned off announcers talking.
Oh,
so maybe that's reset. I'll have a look at that after this game. So what do we see now? The Nyx does have his arcane boots and nothing else. I wonder what he's going to go for next.
This is some ballsy, close to the enemy lines farming from Doom here. But I think he has to go back now. So yeah, I thought, yeah, why not go farm these creeps over here? Instead he's run right up to farm this one. So I think he doesn't have a hand of money to use, so he just kind of wanted to farm that one. But has to run back behind the tower. If they didn't get the tower, they're all TP in mid. Are they going to catch someone? There's the net from downtown on Nyx. And the tombstone for good measure. He's going to have to walk through that chakram to get to safety, and that is not going to help.
And there was also a sentry placed there, so even if he did want to ult and run away, he was on cooldown, but he couldn't anyway.
Yep. Good coordination from So Lejit. I wonder if they're probably going to try and push us mid, but they're Timber and Naga are looking pretty low. Luna can do a lot of damage to this. Hasn't taken Glaives yet, of course, because she's still only level 6. So the push is not quite as strong as it will be later. Grouping up top here, Doom desperate to get some farm. And they're going to try and push top tower. Having, 4 TP'd mid? They know they can push this tower. Probably there won't be any TPs to react to that. So they're going to try and take top tier 1.
When did Doom kill Tiny?
Did Doom kill Tiny?
Apparently so.
I missed that. Yeah. Maybe he must have doomed him.
Yeah, well, he definitely doomed him, but that must have been on top lane. 3 people on 1.
Missed that. He gets a creep to the chops for his troubles. Get away from my tower, says Tony.
Must have happened when his entire team TP'd mid to kill the Nyx, and Tiny was like, guys,
yeah,
I'm alone.
Yeah, must have chucked the Doom on him, and that was that. So, Invis Rune getting picked up here. Mag about halfway to his Blink Dagger. I think they definitely need, because that is huge. So
especially against a team that's grouping up as 5 to try and take these fights.
Yeah,
big RP.
They want to be able to stop Naga singing. They want to stop Tony, and they want to stop Undying. I mean, it needs to be a perfect RP. But if they can land it, that's a ridiculous amount of damage.
What I do wonder is if they have enough damage to finish them off. I mean, they could kill the Luna during an RP duration, sure. But the Timbersaw, Tiny, Undying, and Naga are all quite tanky. Naga with high armor, everyone else with high HP pools.
Yeah,
I'm just not too sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Dazzle, obviously with the negative armor, like you say, that's going to bring quite a bit. But it's not like, I mean, neither him nor Veno, nor Doom really, are like burst damage, are they?
I guess
so. It is. I think that I would rather have actually seen Mag on the Radiant team, because I think that he would have been good for RP into Avalanche, into Tombstone, and all that. Would be pretty disgusting.
I think that's a good point with the minus armor from Dazzle. He has picked up his ulti very early on, only level 6. Usually we see that a little bit later, and they prefer to level up their initial skills. But with the minus armor from Dazzle, his physical heal, or his heal does physical damage. Then they have Empower on the Magnus later on. He hasn't leveled that up yet. On the Doom. Then they have Impale from the Nyx.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of... Oh, here comes the Impale on the Luna, and down she goes. Skewer finishes him off. But Tiny coming in from the side. Riptide RP on 3. Catches them. Will they manage to make an escape here? Nyx going to try and back out. But here comes the Timbersaw. Finishes him off. Magnus. No, he's going to get chased down. Tossed!
Oh, with the zip zap. Give him the chainsaw to the face. Meanwhile, they're pushing top.
So much chasing power, just constantly chasing people down, then the finishing toss of the Undying landing on the head of the Magnus.
Yeah. I mean, the Ensnare, the range on Ensnare can be absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I think somebody's in Hollywood mode. Accidentally pushed I think it drops you into the sort of Hollywood version.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
Oh yeah, you can't do it in free cam. Yeah, it's weird.
Damn.
Showcase mode, is that what they call it? Showcase mode?
So I is the hotkey for that, is it?
Well, I think I've set it up as I, yeah. I hit it by accident every time I'm trying to call the courier.
I've never hit that by accident.
Yeah.
I guess I'm lucky.
So,
big item on
let's
the
look at some graphs. XP, only, about 3k up for the Radiant team. Gold, that lead, 5k, nearly 7.5. And looking good. They've let's have a look at the farm. Tony leading the way, and then Timber, then Luna. So they are out farming and out playing. So what kind of moves can the Radiant make here? How long until Mag gets his blink?
Well, after that death,
long
he's
way,
still a fair way away from that.
It's agony. When it gets to 20, 25 minutes and you still haven't got it, you just start to wonder if you're ever going to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the lull before the storm. Around the 20-minute mark, we'll start to see more team fights and towers getting pushed. But right now, they're just taking it easy. Looked for a little something in the enemy jungle, didn't get it. They'll probably try and defend mid here. Nobody's taken a tower yet, have they?
No.
Okay.
Bot tier 1 tower has actually gone down. I didn't notice that.
Has it? I don't see it. It's right there.
No, die side.
Oh, right, yeah. There was a clump of creeps.
Yeah, hiding. Aghanim's finished on that Tiny, so that's a big item for him. 15 minutes into the game.
That is a 15-minute Ags. That's nice.
85 CS, 3, 1, and 4.
Starts wafting that thing around, they'll feel it.
Well, when you compare the net worth of the Tiny to the Magnus, there's about 2.5k disparity there.
Well, he got the first blood, I think. Let's have a look at the scoreboard anyway.
Yeah, he got first blood on the Venom.
Timber is 302, so Tony is 314. Oh, we're missing a fight here.
Not too much.
No, nothing much going on here. I wonder if they can get this. Oh, he almost popped the Doom. He was casting his spell, but
throws his sword up into the air.
Yeah.
Top tower.
I'm just wondering about the impact this Doom's going to make with that Shadow Blade. You know,
look at that toss. That was from a mile away. Ridiculous.
I throw things at you.
I love Tony. He's not a hero I have any luck with, but he is fun to play.
You don't need luck to play Tiny.
Well, I mean, when I played Legion Commander, I played 7-1-7 with Legion Commander.
I think I watched a bit of that game. You were just like running into their base and getting all the procs of the life steal.
Run at him. It was crazy. If you get lucky with the old swish swash swoosh, then she's a doddle to play. Once you get like plus 50, plus 60 damage early on, I mean that's like a demon edge.
Yeah.
You can, if you get that at like 17 minutes, you just running into people.
Bloodstone on that Timber, 16 minutes in, so there's some big items coming out from the core heroes of the Radiant side.
Gosh.
How's Luna looking? Still trying to go for that BKB like we said,
yeah.
rushing towards that as quickly as she can.
Going mid on Dazzle. Tony coming in, putting down a lot of damage. Eats a Venomous Gale for his trouble, and he gets Doom. There's the RP! Catches 3. Is there a stun from Nyx? No, they've already used it. Oh, they got 3. They lost Dazzle, but they killed Undying, Tony, and Nagasiren. Killed the Tombstone as well. That's more money.
Here comes Timbersaw.
Timbersaw with the cleanup, but no. I wonder if he can get it. I don't think he can get out of this one.
Nope.
Oh, the damage! That pure damage to Mag. That was a lot. That was huge. That's brought it back to 10-10. And there's the blink on Mag.
That's a massive
That
fight
was a huge
for them.
fight. Absolutely huge. And that was that Dazzle. I reckon that was that. The Dazzle ult made a huge difference there. Dazzle ult plus Veno ult, it will be pretty disgusting. So that was, well, that was perfect. Let's have a look at the graphs after that one. Look at that dip. In a minute when that updates, you'll see it go all the way back, I think, for maybe 2,000 or so. That was.
Yeah, how much gold did they probably gained about 1,500 gold
Yeah,
there.
they easily could have. Yeah, there's the dip. From 7.5, plus 7.5 to basically plus 6.
And they defended the tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah. And they got blinked on Mag, so yeah, looking better for the Dire team than it was 2 minutes ago.
Well, that was looking pretty bad in the initial stages of that fight because they were all backing off, but Magnus came in with a great skewer, RPs 3 people, and then the rest of his team decided to come back in.
Yeah.
Doom, though, not having too much of an impact. That Shadow Blade not working out so great for him, hasn't found any big openings to try and Doom someone.
Well, he did get the Doom on Tony in that last match. I think that's key. Either him or Timber needs to get doomed for sure.
Especially when Timber can run into the middle of his supports and wreck them to shreds.
It's also just the chase, like you were saying, because he's so good at chasing. If the fight goes south, if you doom the Timber, you're not going to have to put up with getting Timber chained up the wazoo on your way back to base.
But during that fight, Luna was sat on bot lane, about 700 gold away from her BKB now. And a little movement here from the Dire side. Let's see what they're going to make of this. Hop on the top lane, Tiny back to farming, needs to get some attack speed. I wonder if he'll go for a straight AC, go for that Hyperstone
just
into
grab
armor.
the Hyperstone quickly, give him that attack speed.
But then he might be thinking now that the game is turning a little bit. It might be worth going for some stat items like drums, and we're going to see initiation on the Timbersaw. There we go.
Right into a Timber, tries to chain, there's the Doom, there's the skewer. That is a dead man in a chainsaw suit, whatever you call Timbersaw's costume.
That Shadow Wave from Dazzle doing a lot of damage, skewering back into the range, so it takes into account all of the allied heroes around it, amplifying the damage.
Is this a TP out? It is a TP out.
Boy. You can hear the teams talking to each other to the side.
It's funny to actually be sat on the comms. I know that, I can't remember which tournament it was.
MLG?
It might have been where you could listen in on the Skype. I thought that was fascinating, because often, especially, you know, when you play yourself, you're curious to hear what the top teams scream at each other, and they're generally pretty laid back. Here's a song, bot. They're setting it up here. Who can TP in? It's a long old channel time. Down goes the tombstone. In comes Tony. There's Avalanche catches too. Lots of damage, but Dazzle doing a lot of healing.
No stuns left.
Net on Nick.
Oh!
There's the RP. Well, I think the
wasted
RP completely whiffed. There's the shallow grave on Nick's assassin. Dazzle definitely trying to TP out. He does make it out. Nice gale from Venno. Is he going to get away? Nick's died. What can Venno do now? Just go hide in the trees. Gets avalanched. Gets zip zap zooped, and he is dead. That did not work out for them at all. That was great response. Beaming in like Star Trek. And Timbersaw will now chase down.
I've got to say, I heard that RP, but I didn't see it.
He might have done the queuing up, but not actually cast. But no, well, he did cast it, but whiffed.
He was standing behind, and he RP'd, then blinked in, and then thought, "Oh shit!"
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah.
I missed that. Okay, I was watching the tower. I heard the RP, but I didn't see it.
I mean, that fight really showed how much potential this Naga song can have.
But you know what?
It
also showed if they miss with this RP,
yeah,
that's so key to their entire team fight. If they miss it, or they can shut the mag down, interrupt his blink, and he cues it, accidentally casts. I do that all the goddamn time.
It is vital to their team fight potential, definitely. But I would like to say that ForLove showed really, really great play there, TPing out when they knew the enemy had no stuns left.
Yeah.
And Snare and Lucent Beam being used up. And a couple of guys, was it Dazzle and Doom, managed to TP out?
Yeah. Yeah, they only lost to Venno in that.
I think they lost to Nyx as well.
No, I thought he got away, didn't he?
He got graved and then he died.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. I thought he graved and got out.
He was stuck in the middle of 5 enemy heroes, no way to escape.
Jesus. So, this is the first game we're casting today. There are other games going on while we're casting this, of course. And we'll bring you results and things, I guess, between the games. But there should be some really interesting games coming up. This is a good one to start on. I'm enjoying this one. But there are a couple of teams that have turned up who've literally never played any kind of LAN event before.
Yeah.
They've just turned up for fun. So I'm looking forward to casting their game as well. I was talking to them last night. DBAD, Don't Be a Dick, is their team. And they're playing against one of the other sort of, I think, self-declared amateur teams.
Well, I think Too Fast, Too Furious, they have gone 6-0 when they joined Dota League.
Really?
But they're unproven in the sort of UK scene and on LAN, so we don't know how well they're going to hit up against these guys.
DBAD said their game plan, like their goal, win a game.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think that's a good place to start. Set an achievable target. Win a game at LAN. That's good.
There are 2 teams with that goal. There's Beyond Defeat and Don't Be a Dick. They both want to win one game, and they've been put in separate groups, so they can't even beat each other.
Yeah, that's tough.
But yeah, I was talking. People keep asking me, who do you think is going to win? Who do you think the top 3 teams are? And I can't say. Oh, Venomancer uses his ultimate on Roshan for some reason.
Oh,
like screw you, Roshan! I'm going to poison you. And there go the pings.
Look at these wards going to town on poor old Roche. He didn't know whether he's coming and going.
Walking backwards and forwards. Because the aggro, he wants to attack Venomancer, the hero, rather than the walls themselves. So he just keeps walking backwards and forwards. That's
funny. I wonder if that would be the slowest Roche in the world, but you could do it.
You could get a medallion and make it a little bit quicker, but it's still going to be incredibly slow. But yeah, people keep asking, who do you think the top seeded teams are? I was talking to Mackie, our admin, and had a look at the seedings and groupings for that. It's really difficult to say because there are 3 teams which, come here for fun. They aren't, LAN proven. They aren't here to win. But then there are 8 teams that can win.
Yeah, yeah.
There are 8 teams which are definitely in the running for first place.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The Radiant side.
This should be a bit quicker.
Yeah, definitely. Not just the Warden now.
No.
How's this Undying doing? He has almost finished. No, he does have his mech completed, just a branch away. He's 30 gold away from that mech.
Oh, God. At this point, I would do what he would do. Sit in base, heal up, and just wait.
Just wait
there
for
you
the
go.
gold.
He's got it now.
Oh, he must have found a branch somewhere.
He must have. And they're saying, let's go get top tower. But that's a good Roshing. And Doom now. Oh, there's a pause.
Oh, and Tiny is going the way I thought he would.
Hotkeys.
Rather than going for the AC route, he's gone for some stat items. I thought maybe drums, but he's going for a Manta style.
Yeah, cool. For that push, I think.
Well, he needs the attack speed. Movement speed helps as well, but it's the stats he really wants on top of that attack speed.
Yeah.
Going to tank him out, going to give him more agility, more armor, make him harder to kill. And when you're against Dazzle with that weave, you're against Doom, who does a lot of damage in right clicks, to be fair, and going for a BKB himself. You need to get that attack speed up.
We've just paused here because somebody's hotkeys are messed up. So
Bear with
Magnus is sitting on $2,000. What do you think he's getting next?
This is a really hard choice because.
Do you get BKB? I mean, I think he should because they're going to rely on him a lot. And I mean, they kind of need him to start doing damage later. And I think if he gets that, he's not going to get avalanched. He's not going to get, you know what I mean? He can be around in the fight.
Well, for me, it's a really hard decision because, like you said, he wants to be able to do damage later, so he doesn't want to limit the DPS items he gets.
Yeah.
But he also wants to be a mid-game threat in this, now, 25 to 35 minutes. He wants to be able to get in there, get the RPs off, allow his team to do damage.
Yeah.
So it's a toss-up between getting a BKB and not being interrupted with your blink by Avalanche, by Undying Tombstone, by Chakra being thrown out, stuff like that. But look at the core heroes on the Dire side. They've got Doom as the right-clicker, and that's it.
Yeah.
With a Venomancer and Dazzle and Nyx being sort of pseudo supports. Nyx is a core hero in name only, really. Where's Tiny throwing rocks at people at the mid lane? But it's really hard. Oh
my God!
I can't believe it.
That's unlucky. That's unlucky. That was the craggy proc.
You're gonna be so upset when that happens to you.
That was unlucky. What are the chances, man?
Like, the thing is, he could have gone up and just doomed the Tiny, allowed his team to come in, but he wanted to get that extra bit of damage in from the crit from the Shadow Blade, and that just proved to be his downfall. Unlucky.
What is the chance of it? Is it 25%? That's pretty crazy. A 1.5 second stun, a quarter of the time you get hit.
That's why Tiny turned from, like I was saying before, he changed from this Arcanes and Blink nuking hero into a carry, because you can think of Craggy as being evasion for right clicks, basically. So when you have Craggy and Butterfly, you've got loads of attack speed, you've got evasion, you've got Craggy, then you've got Aghanim Scepter. You can dish out damage, but you can also stay in fights for a long time against physical DPSs.
Apologies for the poor camera work. I've had to take it over at short notice, and I'm crap.
Oh, toss.
That is a toss. But this Dazzle, man, I mean, he's great to have on your team. He may not put down a huge amount of damage, but he keeps the big guys up. I mean, Shallow Grave on Doom gives you, what is it? Is it 4 seconds Shallow Grave gives it? 5 seconds, he cannot die. If he's BKB'd and then he Shallow Grave him after it's run out, because you can't Shallow Grave him while he's BKB'd, can you? Then that's like, the BKB time means so for like 10 seconds you can't stun him, and then for a further 5 seconds you can't kill him. That's a lot of time for him to put down the damage.
It's a lot of sustain.
And if he's got Empower, if he's got the bubble hands, he's going to be doing a lot. The only thing I'd say is, I guess he's hitting fairly hard, but I'd like to see him get a damage item now, like a really, really good damage item.
Yeah,
or even just something like a Sheepstick or something, if he's going to be more of a caster, which I know you can go, more of a caster Doom.
Yeah.
But, because Sheepstick would be pretty huge as well. He's doomed.
There we go.
Doom the Naga Siren. Have they got the blink? They're going to wait for it maybe, see if they go?
Martin's very careful.
Yeah. Don't know quite what the purpose of the Doom there was. It was a zoning Doom, we'll call it.
Get the Naga the hell out of here.
She's
here we go.
Tosses the Timber. There goes the Chakram. Shallow Grave on Venomancer. A lot of damage going down on Doom. There's the Nova. That might get them to run away. Are they going to kill Dazzle? You betcha. There's the RP, though. Catches two. Doom comes in as well. Lots of damage going down. Gets some tower shots on them now. Mag running hard. BKB on Doom, but he drops. A just popped. Can they kill the Nyx? Nice stun on Tony. He's got a DD up. He can't walk away. Doom finishes him off. They're chasing down the Undying as well. So they've lost a Dazzle in exchange for a Naga Siren and a Tony. Who do they catch? I reckon they're going to kill him. This is a dead Undying. Oh wait, the Lucent Beam comes in. Does she have an Eclipse? She does. She can BKB the Eclipse. Yeah, Creep Wave. This should be a dead Nyx. There's a Lucent Beam. Nope, she's going to give up. She's going to farm it.
Skewer onto the Timbersaw. Finish him off as well.
Wow.
Venomancer does go down in the back end of play, but that Luna, she had constantly been pushing this bot lane.
Yeah.
She actually tried to loop in round from behind, but the Dire side had pushed her team so far back, she had to TP back to the tier 1. If they had continued this fight behind the tier 2 here and pushed through rather than backing off, I think the Luna would have had time to come in, get an Eclipse off, and they take that fight really easily.
Yep. These fights are interesting. They're pretty close exchanges.
Oh yeah, I mean 14 to 15. It's a very close game so far. I mean, how's the gold graph looking now? XP has a big dip coming now. 3,000 lead to the Radiant, but that's going to drop very heavily. And look at that. There's about 8,000 gold lead for the Radiant, but that's going to drop as well with these exchanges going the way of ForLove.
So yeah, 10k, more or less 10k up for Radiant in gold. XP, well, about 3k, but it's not quite as important as the gold. The chakram, look at the, it's so ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. It's a great spell. We saw Bristleback. Bristleback is a pretty ridiculous hero, I think, at the moment. A lot of people saying he's broken.
I don't think he's broken. He's just a little bit annoying.
Yeah. I mean, I was playing him the other day, and Shane was like, don't forget to right-click people. Oh, my goodness. That's a lot of damage going down, but there's the song. What can they set up here? Well, there's a courier. One waft from Tony doesn't quite kill it. Timber Chain going in there. Oh, the RP catches two.
Oh, very nice.
That should be... Wait, I can't see what's happening.
Here comes the Luna, though. Eclipse going to do so much damage. Doesn't actually take a kill on that Magnus.
Well, Tony died. So did Naga Siren. Stanley McGraw dropped, so there's a Venno dead and a Doom dead. It's 2 for 2 again. There goes the Timber Chain. TP straight back in from Dazzle. They might turn around on this Timber Saw.
Yeah, he's got no mana left.
Oh, there's the slow. There's the skewer. Perfect. And he denied himself.
Back down to 4 charges, though.
Yeah. It feels like a waste, but he's only back in 30 seconds, so these are just brutal fights. These are brutal.
And that's really the first thing we've seen from that Luna, but you can see how much time she's had to farm. At about 15 minutes in, she was still trying to make that BKB. She got the BKB, she now has Helmet of the Dominator, she now has Yasha and 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
She is sitting pretty and second on the net worth chart.
Who's top? Is it Tony?
It's Tiny still. Doom was second for quite a while. He did make his way back up there. But the 3 core heroes of the Radiant side, Tiny, Luna, and Timbersaw in the top 4.
Current gold, net worth, there we go. This really is a support Naga. She's poor. She is dirt poor.
She has boots. That's
she
fine.
Does.
She has upgraded boots. It's even better.
Good old upgraded boots. That's all you need, really.
But
so, well, how long on Roche? Quite a long time left on Roche. Of course, Doom lost it in that last exchange. But hashtag worth. I think they got kills. 17-18. Bear in mind, it was what, 5-0 or something? 4-0 at one point?
Well, it was 4-1 sort of 6 or 7 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
But this is one of the things. People are saying, oh, this team's got XY, ex-Zenith player, been to the International. He's really good playing at the solo mid role. He's going to wreck face. He did very well solo mid against that Magnus. But when you see the team cohesion of ForLove, they've been scrimming for months and months. They've been practicing, getting their strats down, showing that they can play up against top quality players like this is absolutely brilliant.
It is. It really is. This has been a good game. Haven't seen like crazy mistakes or anything like that so far. It's been just really good. Good execution, good picks. So this should be a good standard.
Just got to see the item differential between the two teams is going to kick in at one point.
Yeah.
Magnus is actually going for a refresher.
Ah, okay. I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it. That's their big spell. They need that.
And Nyx has picked up a nice little item himself. Tiny just walking across here, showing his face.
There goes the Poison Nova. There's nice the skewer. Into stun. Tony needs to get a BKB, I think. Can he get that Manta off? Oh, he should drop. Yep, there he goes. Net on Doom. They don't have Song, do they, or do they? Oh, the RP
on 2.
There's the song. Song with the save. Luna walks away.
Nyx actually killed Undying as the Song came up. Look at all the zombies, though, stacking up.
Oh, no! That's so many zombies.
And Magnus is going to fall down to Glaive. That BKB on Luna. There's so many zombies everywhere. Tombstone does actually go down in the end, but there goes the Venomancer.
Did we see? There were no buybacks, were there? No, Doom lives.
Yeah, Doom got away.
But this will be the mid tower. God, those zombies, man.
That reset from Naga, though, that shows how strong that Song is. Zombies stacking up as well.
Perfect timing.
And then the Eclipse from Luna absolutely ripping them to shreds.
That was huge. So there's that mid tier 2. Remember, they have not lost a tower yet, the Radiant team. Now, there are 2 ways of looking at this. Either that they desperately need to get towers, or this is just money in the bank waiting to be cashed. So if they're suffering now, if they can win a fight and get a few towers, that can really swing things in their favor.
Pyrian, go to each tower and look at their health on the towers. I mean, the top one is pretty high.
Low. That's okay. So that one's deniable, I think.
Bottom one is in deny range. The mid one is 5 HP away from deny range.
Yeah.
So they could...
They could just run up and solo these things.
Doom could Shadowblade. I think he might actually go and do that right now. Doom can just go Shadowblade up the tower, take it out quite easily.
Tony's going to... Look at the speed with which Tony farms in the end. It's just pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's getting a BKB now, for sure. He needs it. He needs it. I almost think he should have got it ahead of Manta. Personally, I think he does a huge amount of damage already. He didn't even use the Manta in that last fight. He died so quickly because he needs a BKB. But it didn't matter. They won the fight anyway. They've got a huge amount of damage coming from Luna. If they're focusing the Tony, getting all those procs of Craggy, and Luna's just sweeping in the back, glaives, Eclipse. Zombies at the arse, like ridiculous numbers of zombies.
Even with Manta, you know, like you say, he needs a BKB.
Yeah.
Even with Manta, he can't do the damage. He needs to run away. It's going to be a defensive item rather than an offensive one, unless he finds one hero on their own.
What does Skewer do to BKB'd heroes? Just nothing? So Magnus just goes straight through them?
He goes straight through them. And what are we seeing now from the Radiant side?
Well,
there's Naga.
I wonder.
Possibly.
She,
I think Luna has to be a little bit careful here. There we
go,
go, Doom on Luna.
She is so fast, though. There's the net.
The ensnare.
There's the net that he stole from the troll, but these impale misses, and in comes the cavalry. Nice. Carapace catches, I think, two. The tombstone goes down as well. Are they going to catch the Nyx? Luna did die in the end. Doom TP's out. Can they catch Nyx Assassin? Well, they've got to be careful here. Another impale misses. Rip Thompson TP's out.
And everyone else blinking away. Oh, there's the range on that.
Quarterback throwing this for the long bomb. Hail Mary catches Nyx Assassin.
We could see
and they still don't get the bot tower.
It's tragic. We could see the Magnus in the back end of play in this Radiant jungle, just waiting for that RP moment, but no time.
And they got this top tower, and now Tony is pushing here against 3. You don't want to go up against him at the best of times, but once he's swinging a tree at you, run.
Definitely time to back off.
How long till Roche? Well, there's the big man himself, chilling in his house, and
there we go, just checked it, Timbersaw. He's like, guys, the big guy's here.
Yep.
Sitting in his cave. The Radiant side just trying to clear waves, push these lanes all the way up to the tier 3s, hold the Dire side back in their base while they can continue farming these bigger and bigger items. How far is BKB away from Tiny? 0 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's big.
And what about this Luna? She's picked up a Manta style of her own, so their pushing potential is massive.
Absolutely huge. I mean, if you've got a Tony, you can push base. Tony plus Luna is basically, if they win a fight, this Rax is dead in about 5 seconds.
And ForLove doesn't have any massive creep clearing abilities. They've got Doom to eat creeps. They've got Venomous Gale to possibly slow them down, but they don't have anything. They've got Shockwave to nuke them down, but they don't have anything that clears it completely.
Yeah, I mean they've got the Veno wards can help against. But yeah.
But you've got to preempt that. So if they push down 2 lanes, there's really no way of holding them back. And once one creep enters that base, tier 3 is going to fall so quickly.
The lack of push I think is definitely going to hurt them, because they know that if they lose a fight now, it's a Rax. At least one. At least one. The Maginot line being constructed here on this bit of high ground. Lots of pinging going on. I don't know why they need to ping when they're sat next to each other. They could just shout.
Yeah, you can hear them talking.
You can. It is quite funny actually to hear them talking. But I think we're gearing up for a big old fight here. Both teams know this could be absolutely crucial. If the Dire team win this fight, they get a Roche and probably their first tower.
Oh, Magnus. Big item.
Oh my god.
He needs 975 mana to cast 2 RPs though.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There goes the BKB from Tony. Going on the Dazzle. 2-shot.
Wow.
And the Nyx as well. Chasing them down with the Eclipse, but he escapes. Invisible.
Big RP!
That was huge.
Refresher. He's got mana. Yes.
There it is.
Got the 2 RPs off.
And there's the
the heal from Dazzle, ripping him to shreds. Massive. Absolutely massive for ForLove. Devastating.
That was
So Lejit.
That was a 5-man RP. That was a 5-man RP. You don't see that very often. And now they get Roche, and they will get a tower. I don't think they should all do this, Roche. One of them should go and finish off a tower.
Go and take the tier 1 and bot, guys. It's on like 30
Yeah, I think Doom could one-shot it. That was... I don't think I've seen a 5-man RP like that.
He got the
Refresher.
He got the RP off, used Arcane Boots, refreshed, another
boots,
RP, and then Arcane Boots. Yeah.
Massive.
Big plays there.
And that was what we were saying, that if they can land this RP, the team fight is theirs. And they showed it there. Absolutely huge. Tony BKB'd nice and early. So they all took a ridiculous amount of damage once the BKB had worn off.
Did you see the damage from the Dazzle heal as well?
Yeah.
That did like 300 damage.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Absolutely crazy.
Everyone grouped up in one little area. Physical damage there coming out.
And here we go, look. Yes, do it, dude.
Finally,
Yes,
he does it.
it's happened.
And he's picked up an AC as well.
Let's have a look at some graphs now. Gold.
Oh, wow!
What?
XP graph just plummets completely downwards.
Look at that. That's like K2. Or is it K3? Whichever that mountain is.
One of the Ks.
One of the Ks. K2's but even worse than K1.
Denied tower there by Undying at mid.
So now the towers are starting to go down. Gold graph, XP graph, both headed south in favor of the Dire team. Now, we've talked a lot about the push. Obviously, that fight did not go Radiant's way. If it had, they would be looking at a dead Rax here. So, ForLove know if they can do that again, and they can in about 50 seconds, if they can land another one of those, Halberd on Venno, that's huge as well.
See, that's the thing. With the Radiant side, they don't need to take team fights. They could send 3 to one lane, 2 to another, and push.
Yeah.
The thing is with ForLove, they need that RP.
Yeah,
they
they
need
do.
that double RP to land on 3,
They
4,
do.
5 people to take these team fights and then push out of their base. So really they're caught in a really awkward position where they desperately need to find team fights. So now they're going to have to go out of their way to find the enemy team and hope they aren't split up.
I've just noticed Doom has a massive fat tail. Look at the
Oh,
size
yeah.
of that tail. It's tail plates of apocalyptic fire.
You know what I always found incredibly unusual? The
What's
fact that he is so heavily armored in visually,
Yeah.
and then he has
Nothing.
he has
Yeah.
0.5 armor base.
Yeah, it is weird.
But I love the fact that Iceberg changed it. He no longer has negative 0.5, he now has positive 0.5.
that's
Like,
something.
that makes a bloody difference.
I'm sure it does. Tony
Right.
with an avalanche there. They're just poking and prodding at them.
Yep.
Nagasar didn't even get a chance to get Song off in that fight. That's how badly that went for them.
Wiped off the face of the
Yeah,
map.
she surely was. Assuming it wasn't on cooldown. Maybe it was on cooldown. I know they no, it shouldn't have been. They'd used it a while ago.
It's
2
on
minutes?
cooldown
When
now.
had they used it? No, they'd used it in the fight mid. I don't know what she's used it for now, but maybe she did get it off. I don't know. Maybe the zombies ate her.
I don't know.
No, they wouldn't eat her. They're on the same team.
And this Timbersaw has picked up a Lincoln's, 5 charges on his Bloodstone, and another Ultimate Orb, so looking towards a Hex most likely for him. Try and Hex up Dazzle. Stop that healing, stop that Grave coming out.
I really want to go into the Hollywood mode, but it won't let me. I really want to watch. I love watching the creeps run down the lane, especially when they get
in.
megas.
The big fat creeps.
And now they're pushing. They want this top. See if they can get another tower for flip's sake. Tony punching these wards down. That's money in the bank, baby. It's got that Hyperstone. They have an AC up on Doom. Doom's farm is good. Didn't get a Midas. Do you remember when in Midas Gaming, for about 3 weeks, everybody just bought Midases on pretty much every hero?
Oh, here comes the Doom on Timber. No? What?
Oh, he gets netted.
Who did he do?
I don't know. I think it was a creep. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it was a creep. I failed to see what else it could be. They're going to go for the tower anyway. It was definitely a creep. He's used it, and nobody's doomed, so...
I just assumed it was Timbersaw, because Timber was there, he cast Doom,
Yeah.
therefore it should have doomed Timbersaw, but no.
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 He doesn't have a Lincoln's or something, does he? Yes,
Oh, he
Lincoln's,
does have a
Lincoln's,
Lincoln. I mentioned it like 30 seconds ago. Wow.
Yeah, he does have a Lincoln. Which is a must to get. If you're Timber against Doom, I mean, you're getting a Lincoln's.
Yeah.
That's it. It's no fun otherwise.
Doom goes through BKB.
Let's look at some other stats here. Well, the last hits and denies, they are farming well, the Radiant team. I like net worth. Net worth is probably, I think, the best
It's the best.
way of displaying how it's going.
Definitely.
Zap!
Because it's all, it's good and all having lots of last hits, but if you keep dying and you don't have that item progression, it doesn't really show how well you're doing in the game, whereas net worth, it takes into account the items you've got, the bank you've got.
Yeah. The bank. Nice.
The bank.
Got mad bank.
Money.
Let's check out the scoreboard. If you look at it, Nagasar isn't anyone without a kill, but the kills are spread pretty evenly, especially for the FL 7-3-2-5-6. I mean, nobody's getting all these kills. It's pretty spread out. Because, of course, their team fight consists of dumping as many spells as possible onto a bunch of guys, so anybody could claim it.
Well, that's another thing as well. Recently, supports have been, picked for their skill set rather than being that ward bitch, rather than going for that early mech and trying to be a complete support.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing a lot more of core heroes picking up utility items like drums and mech and pipe, because they can get them so much faster. And then supports go for more interesting items. Let's say...
Like a halberd, for instance.
And Ancient Apparition has been played a lot recently by CIS teams, and he literally buys nothing except Aghanims. He buys boots into Aghanims. He doesn't go for mech or anything, because it's such a useful spell, his ultimate, that buffing that adds so much to your team fights.
it's interesting because when you watch someone like EGM, say, who plays as the 4, and they let Aki be the 5, right, for Alliance. So you watch someone like EGM, but they call Aki the 6, right, because he plays such a support that an EGM and players like that show that these supports don't need to do nothing. You want them to get items. Like, for instance, I know that when we were looking at DreamHack, No-Tail was playing Sand King, and it was a very long time before he had any items. Yeah. And he was roaming around, and he basically becomes worthless in the mid and late game because he's so far behind.
That's one of the biggest differences between the European scene and the Chinese scene, at least it used to be. Now it's becoming a lot closer the way teams play, but the Chinese team used to prioritize support so heavily. Things like Earthshaker, they knew that getting Arcane Slink on ES early on by that 20-minute mark was huge.
It's huge.
So they'd prioritize farm for Earthshaker, heroes like Venomounts to get their supports farmed up, get those wards out on the map, get mech early on. So they'd stack jungles not for the Luna to come in and glaive. Oh, here we go, team fight starting up.
The pig. Going on the Tony.
Oh, RP on 3!
This could be very bad.
RP? Yep, there we go.
Where's the skewer? Who's he going to skewer it to? There's the Impale. Tons of damage. Killing spree.
Forcing the fight.
And that's 4 dead. Luna is the only one alive, but look what's happening in the base.
Bye-bye, Rax. Look at the glaives. Glaives flying everywhere.
They're going to get a tier 2, but Luna's going to get a lane of Rax.
They've got a TP. Oh, Luna just keeps on going. BKB
look at them
as well.
bounce.
Oh no, cancel the TP.
TP cancel.
They're going for a trade. They're going for a trade. They lose one Rax.
Okay, so they lost 1 Rax. The melee barracks is still there. Mac desperately trying to defend, but they are going to get mid.
They're going to get both Rax mid. Luna can't defend alone. 10 seconds until Undying comes back. 16 until Naga comes back. There is no chance for them to defend these 2 Rax.
No. Well, this refresher RP, he's landed a 5-man and then a 3-man. Durka's mouse is not working.
Oh, no,
there it is. There it is. It's just a little funky.
It's not happy with life.
No. Okay, well. I mean, this is like you were saying, about 5, maybe 10 minutes ago. If they can just get someone like Luna or Tony in a lane while everyone else is fighting, that's a Rax down.
Regeneration.
And that's what we saw. That's why they're still in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing is, ForLove forcing that fight under the tier 2, getting that 3-man RP, it shouldn't happen. The Radiant side have seen so many times now that RP can rip them to shreds with the amount of AoE that's over the top. And look at that item pickup from Doom. That's ridiculous. Sees all the BKBs on the Radiant side. Time to stop them in their tracks.
Absolutely perfect pickup. Perfect pickup. Now they've got Doom, Refresher RP, and Abyssal. If my voice sounds a bit strange, it's because
he's dying.
I am dying of throat infection.
Also Hex on the Nyx as well. I think he had that in the last fight. That's how they initiated.
Yeah, they picked the Tony and then doomed him for good measure.
Obviously, because
you don't want to kick a man when he's down.
Magnus picking up an ultimate orb as well. I wonder if that's going to be another Hex for him.
Wow. Well, I think that's great because they've only got 1 stun in the Impale, so it makes perfect sense to grab some more CC. I mean, if you CC the Luna and the Tony and kill them, basically there goes all the damage. So now what can they do? Well, they're going to push bot, whilst the Radiant team are going to push up mid. I wonder if they're going to look for a fight here. Luna's just going to destroy this creep wave.
This game, even though it swings and roundabouts, it's so close between the 2 teams. 21 to 30. The Radiant side with the pushing potential like we see now, walking up to high ground. Tiny whacking away at that tower, takes it down in about 15 seconds and it's gone. Oh, RP cancelled. No, it wasn't cancelled. He actually used it, gets hexed up by the Timbersaw. What a tragic turn of events for ForLove. They've been holding so well here. Skew in from Magnus. Is he going to try and RP the time?
No, it's the song! The song! Are they going to walk away? Are they going to go back in? Is it a re-goose? It's a D-goose. It's a D-goose.
Timbersaw denies himself.
Wait out the Doom and then Tony can go in.
Absolutely.
And punch. He gets stunned by the Carapace. There goes a Gale and an Impale. Shallow Grave on the Nyx just for good measure. Is Tony going to walk away? The Craggy. Oh, he dies. What did he die to?
Poison. All the poison. Dazzle poisoned him. Venomancer poisoned him.
So much poison.
Falling.
How do you poison a rock?
I don't know.
BKB and Manta from Luna. There goes the net. And the glaives are bouncing in over everybody.
They're hitting
Structures, Doom, Venomancer, creeps.
Like, okay, I'm going to hit Doom and I'm going to take Rax at the same time. Magnus skewering in, blinks over the top.
There's the troll net, and there's the RP. And Shockwave, she is going to drop.
That's another Rax lost.
But
for
that
the
is
Dire
another
side.
Rax. It's a partial. They've still got the range on both of these sides, so they haven't got. Well, there's still the melee on that side actually.
Yeah.
So 3 dead, Luna dead for over a minute, Timber dead, and Tony dead for 40 seconds. They're going to barrel down here, and I wonder if they would just go for tier 4s here. What do you think?
It's a difficult call. There are 2 tier 2 standing, so they don't have time to go tier 2, tier 3 Rax. They do have to try and go into the base, do damage to tier 4s.
I think they need to.
It might be their last chance at winning this game
because they know they've got a minute before Luna would. I mean, all it takes is for Luna at this point to buy bots. She goes around the back, and you've lost your final laner Rax.
Yeah. Let's buy back from Luna. Does she have Eclipse? She does have Eclipse still in the bag.
They force them back. This will be their downfall if they're not very careful. They need to wipe. They need to win another team fight right now. Oh, there's the blink. There's the skewer. Can they kill Luna?
Hex as well. She
huge.
just fought back as well.
So much damage. She's dead for
95 seconds.
a minute and a half. That is massive. Now they can push.
Well, Timbersaw still is here with his massive spell pool. Here comes
Avalanche,
Tiny cleaving everyone.
So much damage. Nyx, Shallow Grave, and Carapace. Zoom tries to TP out, and he does. He just gets away.
Venomancer just going to be walking the opposite way. Take me. I will be your sacrifice.
I will be your offering.
Offering to.
So they all escaped. That was about as well as it could have gone, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Venno thrown himself under the bus for his team.
Dire Courier.
Oh my goodness.
Apologies. No,
Nyx.
bad choice.
Why? You never go up against a man with a chainsaw, even if you are spiky. Oh, he's gonna die.
Oh, what? Those creeps are pretty damn strong.
They hit for 52.
Holy crap, Timbersaw.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't. I thought, okay, he's just going to turn around and be fine because he's killed the Nyx.
Yeah.
He just needs to run away now. And then he carried on walking past the creep wave.
They did not take kindly to that. And, well, let me see. Now they can't push.
Well, one thing pointing out is that push down mid from the Dire side, they didn't have double RP from Magnus, and now they do.
Yeah, now
so
they
if they
do.
find a big team fight now, it is possible they could go rampaging down that lane, take tier 4s. But that's only if So Lejit let them. They have got to be so aware that they can't allow an RP to land on them.
What So Lejit need to do here is get a good initiation with the song and get their combo off.
Yeah.
They need to be on the offensive. They've lost the last few team fights because they've been on the back foot every single time. Blink RP, refresh, blink, and RP again. It's going to be tricky for them. But the big man is here.
Oh, look at this. Naga scouting out that Roshan, and in walk the Dire. But there's been some really nice movements from ForLove, using fog very, very well, using smoke a lot as well. So it's been really nice to see how they move around the map. One thing I want to point out, though, is Radiant's vision is excellent at this point in time, and Dire's not so much.
There's the Dire's team. They can only see their side of the map. Radiant team can see a lot more than that. Also, the creep wave's pushing up offers you free vision, so this is not the quickest Rosh in the world, but it will be in time.
In come Naga Illusion, spotting this out, so both teams know about Roshan. Radiant side, are they going to try and move in for this? Do they have time? Tiny sort of walks around.
The Lincoln's popped there, but in comes Tony with a huge amount of damage. Doom manages to get his BKB off, walks up. There's the song. Oh, there's the Eclipse. There's Doom. He's dead for 5. He managed to get the Aegis. Venomancer, I guess he got the cheese. He's back alive. Doom going to walk away. His BKB is down. He'd used it before the Aegis popped. But he is able to walk away. Shadowblade out of there. More often than not, you don't use your BKB until after you've lost the Aegis. So, but he's able to walk away with the Shadowblade.
Look at how many sentries there are down from the Radiant side.
Yeah, that's
Shadowblade and Nyx both with the invis. Just throw sentries down. We don't want them to escape.
Yeah.
Who got the cheese in that?
Venno had the cheese.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, because he was super low and then he was fine.
And then
I'm pretty sure Venno got the cheese. Well, it's too late. It doesn't show.
A really unusual fight, though. We didn't see the double RP from Magnus. Didn't find an opening, so well spread from So Lejit.
Yeah.
They had the Undying and Luna on this high ground here, just waiting around. And Magnus saw that as an opportunity.
Yeah.
But Tiny in the midst of things doing so much damage.
Just ran in there. Big avalanche. Very big.
Oh, here comes. Oh,
there's
tries to chain away.
Look at Timbersaw. It's just a ball on the ground. What on earth is going on?
He's a piggy with a shield.
That's bizarre.
That's 2 hexes now. Magnus has a hex.
This is big. He's dead for a minute and a half. Does he have buyback? Let's check the buyback status. He does. He does.
And they want to try and defend bot lane. Again, what we were talking about, they have to push these lanes up pretty far if they want to try and make anything happen.
This is going to be a big problem, the lack of push. I mean, look at top. This is why I think the Luna needs to get bots.
Also the tier
There's
2s.
Did you see what Tony just bought?
Oh. Well, you bought them a little bit ago because they're on cooldown.
No, it just showed.
Oh, he must have TP'd to mid
Yeah.
lane then.
Yeah.
TP from Fountain. Got a farm. But yeah, tier 2 still standing for the Radiant side. Gold in the bank for the Dire possibly. Let's see how they mount their defense.
I mean, the thing is, I think now, if they start to take a fight and it's not going well, Tony just TPs to top, pushes that as hard as he can and tries to force them to go back or go for a base race. And you're going to lose a base race with Tony, like every time, I think. So it's going to be very, very difficult now for ForLove to press the advantage that they've got. They were losing the early game pretty heavily. Let's look at the graphs. XP, well, look at this swing. In the space of about 15, maybe 20 minutes, they've gone from 10k behind to 10k up. And in terms of gold, still in favour of the Radiant because of that excellent farm from Tony and Luna.
Yep.
And they've had to TP back because of Tony. So it's just so huge.
It's like a game of tennis.
Yeah, it really is.
Pushing the team to the other side of the court, forcing them to make errors.
And this is now another pause. This is a 54-minute game now, and it looked like it was going to be a 24-minute game at one point, I think, because I thought Tony was getting so big.
Oh, yeah.
But they've done really well to come back.
Some big RPs from Magnus, some really good utilization of smokes and walls from the Dire side, and a few little mistakes here and there from the Radiant side, I've got to say. That Naga Siren hasn't been used as well as it could have. They've
Indeed.
had a couple of good showings from that, with a Tombstone and Luna coming in on top. PC crash,
PC
apparently.
crash. Okay, we've had a PC crash. We're just going to wait for that.
We've got our tech admins working at it. But here we are in Kettering, ESL UK hosting this great Dota 2 challenge. We've got a couple of great sponsors as well.
Yep. Go give them a shout out while
We've
I
got
take some painkillers.
Lovely AOC monitors. I've never seen monitors quite so
Yeah,
wide.
this is the widest monitor I've ever used. It's ridiculous.
I have to turn my head to see what's happening in the game.
This would literally not fit on my desk because I have two big monitors side by side. But if I had two widescreens, I'd need an extra desk.
And then we've got XMG, who have provided a lot of the turn up and play stuff. So teams played in qualifiers online to get the chance to win these turn up and play spots.
Do you know how many teams played in those?
I know that the one online qualifier, there was only 4 or 5 teams that went in for the tee up.
Right.
But there was also a giveaway as well, and a couple of teams applied for that.
Okay. Somebody's called for an admin.
I think there's a guy down there.
Yep. Okay.
Oh no, those are just players sitting there and looking smart.
Huh? Yeah, someone just said in game they need an admin, and then they've said, okay, never mind. So who's to say? Oh, crap. We're ready.
Everybody's ready to go. No, we're not ready. Got to move my keyboard back.
I'm taking soluble codeine, so if my casting starts to go off. I've been so happy in all of my life.
Where's my Jack Daniels?
Later on, I can drink enough cider that it'll numb the pain, but I've basically got a stabbing pain in my neck every time I shout. But it's worth it. Hashtag worth.
Value. Problem?
Yeah, I think in any 55-minute game, you're going to end up with some issues. Go, says Harold.
His mouse mat was slightly out of position. I know that feeling. It's got to be directly in line with the table.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's weird because the weird thing for me about Dota is, I mean, I've played lots of games, but Dota is one that if my setup is changed or I play on somebody else's mouse or keyboard, my game, as such as it is, goes out the window.
Even with spectating, I had to sit here for 30 minutes with this mouse and learn how to use it, as weird as that sounds.
It's just that kind of game because the response time and where you need to click is so specific, and people don't realize that. Like with a shooter, you're just aiming a crosshair, and that's a lot easier to me than having to actually click on. I mean, imagine if there's a massive team fight and you're trying to doom Tony in the middle of that fight, specifically Tony. It is tricky sometimes just to click on stuff.
You have your special spot, you have your stance, you've got, you know, my fingers used to, because I played a lot of CS 1.6, my fingers used to automatically go to WASD.
WSAD,
but now, because of my Dota hotkeys, my fingers go to here in the middle of the keyboard.
QWE is where my fingers rest. Those 3 keys on my keyboard are probably worn down to the nub.
I've been told I've got some very unusual hotkeys for Dota 2 because
I had this issue. I think it was Tone or Richie. I could never tell which of those which for a team of Fuse. Like because I know
Tony's the English one.
Right, it was Richie.
Okay.
It was Richie.
So one of the Welsh ones.
Yeah, it was Richie, and he said to me, right, yeah, play on my computer because I played last night. And he said, yeah, play on my machines, change hotkeys to whatever you like. And he was appalled at what my hotkeys were, just appalled.
He uses legacy keys, I think, doesn't he?
Well, he said, like, when I told him that my call the courier key was P.
Oh, that's
he
all
said,
the way over there.
He was like, P? P? And then he was annoyed that I didn't have a 4 or 5 button mouse and use all the buttons. I was like, why would I?
Because, I've been playing for about 11 years. Back then, there were no hotkey scripts, so I was using legacy keys.
Right.
As soon as auto hotkey came out, I was like, okay, I'm setting my own hotkeys. I'm having this, everything individually set. And I've used them for a good 6 years now, and I could never change. People keep telling me, like, what the hell is that hotkey? Why is that there? You've got really weird spacing of your fingers.
Oh, Tony! There's the RP. It'll be hashtag worth if they can kill him. There's the Doom as well. He's just going to stand
and the pistol blade.
Take it.
Oh, he can't move.
Turn and punch. Punch. Give him some punches. Go down fighting. There's a dead Tony.
Buyback booster travels
but
to
meanwhile,
bot lane. Oh, no,
they're just going to go and get
take
this Rex right here. This is classic Tony gaming.
Can they kill
There's
him
the
again?
poison from Dazzle. They don't have Doom. They do have RP,
Craggy,
but they've got one of them.
Double
That's
Craggy.
Disgusting.
What?
And there's the toss, but it does nothing. Lots of throwing, lots of punching. Doom in trouble. Shadowblade's out of there, gets shallow grave. There's a pig here. Kill the pig. Wait, Tony's coming to rescue him. The illusions get stunned by Carapace.
Go for Rax is the call from XY.
Objective gaming.
And top lane tier 3 is open
They're
now. Here come the signals.
And this will be Megas if they can keep this up. Nobody's dead for either team, but they just can't engage.
Look out for RP again, the call. You can hear him
Spread
shouting.
Out. There they go. They shoot.
Such good spread.
Timbersaw keeping them busy, and there's the song. And they're just going to walk away and let the Mega Creeps
easy
do their business.
That was so well played for them, Tony. God! Tiny baiting out that big fight on top lane, making them expend so many spells. Literally, like I was saying before, it's like playing tennis. Push them to one side of the court, then buy back, TP to the bot lane, take that Rex down. The rest of his team swarming up that mid lane. Another Rex down, move up to the top. Objective-based gaming, like you said.
That was experience as well.
Yeah, definitely.
That was just class. That really was class.
Great move. The calls coming out from XY. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but I definitely can. You can hear exactly what he's saying. Crisp, clear commands. Do this, do that, and it worked perfectly for them.
Sometimes you just need a captain to take control. Give a little shout. Watch out for RP, and they immediately dealt a split, and that was saved their bacon.
That split was quite literally perfect. There was no way that Magnus could catch more than one person.
Yeah, and now, well, Diet have to throw their hat into the ring and just say, let's just go for it. We've got RP. We don't have Refresher, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to get them with a Blink RP, and hopefully we can try and take a fight and win it. They haven't got Timbersaw. We've left Venno back to defend, and we're going to try and go for the throne.
This is their last hurrah now. There goes Danny D hitting that tier 4 tower. Magnus sitting in the back end of play, looking for an RP. Oh, here we go. Big hippie from Danny. They're going to try and back out, though.
Doom on the Luna. She will walk back to base and wait it out.
Magnus.
Lots of zombies there from the tombstone, I think. Or is that just me?
Nice grave from Dazzle.
That grave is
Here comes the RP. Catches only one.
But only Tony. And they're going to have to go back. There's the Timber Chain. Tony is outside the base along with Magus Siren. He doesn't have Song for 27. Buyback from Doom. Buyback from Nyx Assassin. How's it going back at the fountain? Well, the creeps they're defending it nobly. Doom is able to walk away with Shadow Blade. Killing spree for... Wait, what's Timber's name? Mr. Lee on So Lejit.
Killing spree for Mr. Lee.
Yeah. And, well, Venno did a good job of defending. These Megas are getting pretty beast now. You've got to look out for them. They hit for 100.
How's the buyback status, though? We have no buyback on Magnus, no buyback on Doom, no buyback on Nyx or Venomancer. And Dazzle buys back, so they have no buybacks across their team. This is going to be it. This is going to be at the end of the game.
Without that RP, they know they can just walk up.
Doom trying to do some work here.
Is going to take an awful lot of damage here. He just can't you can't outpunch a Tony. Nyx dead, and that's going to be GG. There's the throne.
Down goes the throne to
A 1 hour game here to start.
Really, really great game from both teams. Excellent team cohesion we've seen from ForLove. Great showing from them, but XY and his lads really pulling out all the stops.
That was great. That was close up until the last minute. I mean, that could have gone either way, really. But that move at the end the second to last team fight where Tony blinking all over not blinking, but the buyback TP bot pushing all the racks. Very, very clever.
That's what pushed it over the edge.
Yeah.
You could see the pushing potential, like we were saying, from about the 30-minute mark. There's definitely that potential for the Radiant side to push down multiple lanes, get into the base, get onto high ground, and do lots of damage to tier 3s and racks. But with the team fight potential of ForLove, with those RPs, magnificent play, I've got to say, from PoE.
Yeah. Very good. A good game to start the day, really.
Definitely.
I mean, I thought the Magnus, the 5-man RP was the 5-man refreshed RP was one of the best. So it'll be interesting to see if that can be topped this weekend.
That was an unusual pick, but it definitely worked out very well for them.
They came within a whisker. If it wasn't for the fact that it went late enough that Tony could get bots and just push, then I think they would have had a chance. But
every single component of their draft worked very well. It just wasn't polished enough to go up against this team. The split push potential was just a little bit too much for their team fight.
Was. If they'd had a bit more push, I think things could have been very different. But it was a really interesting game and a lot of fun to cast. Are we gonna take a break before the next game? I think give a chance to get the players in position. Everybody catch their breath. Handshakes all around. That's nice to see.
Well, definitely, it was a very good game.
Good game.
Enjoyable to cast, enjoyable to watch. It's great actually having both teams to either side here in calls. I really enjoy this.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Can't wait for Reason versus Infused though. That's going to be a cracker.
There should be some trash talk flying in that one, I think.
Dread is just going to be screaming at everybody.
He does.
Oh, and look who we have in the audience. I noticed him earlier, but we have Cyborg Matt here.
Hello, Matt.
He has arrived.
Yeah.
Wearing his Twitch t-shirt.
So so I'm not sure quite what the plan is now if we're taking a break. Okay. We're going to cut to a short break, sort the audio out, and we'll be back in a bit with the next game, which is... Oh, you're not sure. Are we on a break? Oh, well. All right, bye.